Welcome to the finale of our 4-part video series in the behind the scenes look into the world of Macintosh. If you haven't watched our other videos, make sure you go back and check them out. But for now, let's take a closer look into the last part of that production process. Let's check it out. Charlie, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Putting it all together, the parts of the Macintosh product. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so this is basically where all the sub-assemblies come together, which is all the stuff that we've walked through previously, like printed circuit board, glass screening, coil winding, sheet metal processing. All those have to happen first before we can actually put the final unit together. In this department, what they'll do is they'll build the units up to a certain point. Functionally, they're all put together. The only thing that's missing is the cosmetics. And the reason we do that is to keep as much of the cosmetics off until the very end, so we don't risk scratching or damaging any of it, because the cosmetics are quite costly. So after the unit's put together, it'll move its way down to final test. Here in the final test area, what they will do is they'll check for signal noise ratio, distortion, channel separation, frequency response, power output. And then there's a lot of proprietary technology that we have, especially like in an amplifier. We have power guard that has to be checked. But more importantly, we have a thing called Sentry Monitor, which is basically a current limiter. And that's a piece of technology that actually throttles back the amplifier if for any reason it sees something lower than the impedance that it can drive, a short circuit. Our amplifiers are designed with this technology built in so that the amplifier won't blow up. The worst case that's going to happen is it's going to try to drive that short all day. Eventually it's going to turn off, but it'll turn back on and try to do it again until the short is removed. It's one of the things that we pride ourselves in, because it's also one of the things that gives Macintosh its longevity and also really great protection for the consumer. Then it moves into what we call pre-pack, where we put all of our cosmetics on. And it's also where we will adjust the Macintosh blue color.
Oh, the blue meters.
Yes.
Oh, those blue meters. Talk to me about the blue meters.
So the Macintosh blue meter, I think, went on sometime around 1974, I think, was the first time we used the blue meters. And since then, obviously, the colors changed. You know, originally they were lit with incandescent light bulbs and blue filters and blue filter paper to get that Macintosh blue. And then dawn of the LED made it even much better. So what we do is we take green and blue LEDs, mix the color together by mixing the intensity, measure it with a colorimeter to make sure both meters match, and to guarantee if you have a stack of Macintosh that they're going to match across one another. Since we were able to basically dial in on that, we actually have the Macintosh blue meter color trademarked for meters, which is, if you ever try to trademark the color, it's next to impossible, but we were able to do it. After the units are pre-packed, now they are finished. Then they move to this line right here. This line right here actually belongs to the QA department, where they will actually do a visual inspection and an audio inspection and a safety inspection of the product before it goes into the box. If the unit fails for any of 3 of those reasons, it goes back to the department where the problem is, and the unit will be disassembled, put back together, obviously with a repair, and then come back out here. But because of all the stuff that you saw earlier with the rigorous testing and the controls that we have, the failure rate down here is very small. I mean, very small.
You know, from start to finish, quite a few hands are on that one product for that client. About how many people approximately are touching that Mac piece?
Yeah, obviously it depends on the complexity of the product, but when you're looking at what's here on the conveyor, this complexity, it's about 30 to 35 different people's hands, so 70 hands. You know, we haven't even packed the units yet, and then there's a couple more hands that have to do that. So.
A Macintosh piece is essentially made for that one individual, essentially, right? It's not so much a process of just throwing them out, right?
Yeah. We're not a mass producer by any means. The most of any SKU we'll build in a month is somewhere between 50 and 100 pieces. That's it. When you consider it's shipped worldwide, that's not a lot of products going out the door, right?
I think that makes you guys a lot different than, than the next company.
Yeah.
You guys are probably going to go through extensive packaging to make this work out, right?
Depending on the weight of the unit, the packaging differs, but the majority of the units are somewhat packed consistently the same. But the most important part is that faceplate is glass. So our packaging is more like a nest, and it's actually 2 layers. There's an inner carton, an outer carton, but most importantly, there's a bottom pad that keeps the unit suspended in the box so nothing can touch that front panel.
Charlie, I can tell with the amount of care going in to sending these products across the world, there's a lot of care going in.
Yeah.
Wow, Charlie, being here, it's like being a kid in a candy store, seeing all these goodies around me. Oh my gosh. Can clients actually come take and see this stuff?
Yeah, we give end customer tours. On average, it's probably about 6 to 8, especially in the summertime. We are in the northern climate, so wintertime gets a little harsh. But
Wow,
yeah.
wow. So you guys heard it. Make sure that you book your time to come check out the McIntosh facility. But before you do that, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Charlie, thank you.
Warren,
Absolute pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
We would like to thank you for coming along with us on this fantastic journey into seeing McIntosh firsthand in Binghamton, New York. It was absolutely a pleasure, and I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I want you guys to check us out at our locations in Maryland, in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, where you can see McIntosh firsthand. Come get a fantastic demo. I also want you to check out McIntosh Sold on our Sky by Gramophone website. That's where you can get fast and free shipping to anywhere in the US. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.